Welcome everyone to the deck profile video for the Red Dragon Archfiend deck with a stress on red because I use Red Resonator and Red Sprinter. This deck profile was requested by a GamersWorld, one of my viewers. If you want to see a deck profile of any deck that I've used in any duel video at some point, just let me know and I'll make a video out of it. The list for deck profiles is the request for them is a lot shorter than the deck requests, so chances are is that I'll actually make the video that same day or one of the next few days, so that within the week, almost always you will have that deck profile up. Alright, let's get into it. Note that this is a TCG deck. There are some OCG options that I suppose you could try, and with that I mean cards that are currently OCG exclusive, but most of them will probably come to TCG at some point. This deck is for TCG at the moment. 3 copies of Red Resonator, a nice card that when normal summon you can special summon a level 4 or lower monster from the hand. Red Sprinter is the main one I use for that because then you can immediately make a level 6 synchro. The other way around, if you use Red Sprinter's effect or any other effect to special summon Red Resonator, Chain Resonator is another way you can do that. Red Resonator, if it's special summoned, you can try to get a face-up monster in the field and gain life points equal to its attack. If you just do it with Red Sprinter and Red Resonator, that could still be 1700. If the opponent has a monster like Dark Magician in the field, that's 25. But if you happen to also have Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Bane in your field, 3500 life points. That can be a lot, and that's really cool. Creation Resonator can be summoned, special summoned if you have a level 8 or higher Synchro monster, which happens quite often. Summon Stardust a Spark, generally like your Hot Red Dragon Archfiend or Scarlight. Then you get a free special summon. And then, if you can also summon something like Garbage Lord, boom, another level 8 synchro out. Let's say you have your Scarlight, then you could summon your Stardust Spark to defend either itself or Scarlight. Synchron Resonator, there for multiple reasons. If you have a Synchro monster in your field, you can special summon it from your hand, so it doesn't even need to be a level 8 or higher one. So let's say you have your Scarlight, you can special summon this, and then special summon this, and you already have your Red Nova Dragon. Would you feel that is a good play to make? It's also level 1, so it works with 1 for 1. And in addition to that, if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, and it's an if effect, therefore cannot miss timing, therefore works when it's used as synchro material, you can target a Resonator monster in the grave and add it back to your hand. It can't be Synchron Resonator, like any copy of it, but your Dark Resonator, your Chain, your Creation, your Red, whatever you have in the graveyard that you feel would be good to use in a later turn. Red Resonator, I have it at 1 copy because I wanted a level 3 Resonator next to Creation. This one has slightly higher attack. Also, cannot be destroyed by battle once per turn, which can help every now and then. So I did decide to use it at 1 copy. Chain Resonator at 1 copy works with 1 for 1 if you want your level 1 tuner. Although generally, if I use you have 1 for 1 to get a tuner, I take Synchron or Glow Up Bulb. Chain Resonator is generally there to either bring out Red Resonator to make me gain a lot of life points, but also if I have my Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend out, and I normal summon Chain Resonator, there's a Synchro monster on the field, I can special summon a Resonator from the deck, then I'd summon either Creation or Dark Resonator. I have 2 tuners which total level 4, and then I can go to Red Nova as well. Something else I could do is summon Chain Resonator, activate its effect, get Red Resonator. If I have Scarlight on the field, gain 3000 life points, and then use either Chain or Red to go into either Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss or Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Bane, depending on the situation in the duel. So in that sense, I have a good amount of options with that. Red Sprinter, pretty nice monster with 1700 attack, is level 4. If it's normal or special summoned, when you control no other monsters, special summon is possible as well. If that's done while you control no other monsters, you can special summon a level 3 or lower Fiend type tuner from hand or graveyard. All the Resonators are Fiend type tuners. So you have a bunch of options if you have them in your hand, like if your Creation and Dark is level 3s, you have your Chain and your Synchronons is level 1s, and then 2s for Red Resonator. Like you could also just normal summon Red Sprinter, then special summon Red Resonator, which, if you don't have any other monsters, would generally be the play to make, because then you gain life points off a Resonator as well, and otherwise you just summon Red Sprinter. Red Sprinter can also summon the monsters from the graveyard, so even if you don't have any Resonators in your hand, or you just have one in your hand that you don't really feel like would be a good play, then you could summon Red Spinner and then get your, let's say, your creation from the graveyard, so you can go into Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. Would that be the play you want to make? I have one copy of Glow Up Bulb. Works with 1/1 as a level 1 monster. It's a tuner, so it can be used for synchros. The reason I have it at 1 is because it can revive itself from the graveyard for free once per duel. And I do like that. This deck focuses quite a bit on getting your big synchro monsters out, and using this for that is something very useful. And something like Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss needs a non-tuner, dark dragon type synchro monster. The tuner doesn't matter what it is, so you could just summon your Hot Red Dragon Archfiend or your Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, and then whether you use Glow Bulb to summon it or not doesn't matter. As long as Glow Bulb is in the graveyard, you can just use its effect, whoop, synchro, and you have your Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. Next up is Garbage Lord, a monster that can be special summoned from your hand by paying 2,000 life points. That is quite a hefty cost. Another option for that would be Primitive Butterfly, which you can special summon if you control no monsters. Thing is, Garbage Lord, I chose it over Primitive Butterfly, even though Primitive Butterfly can also change its level. Like, you can choose when to change its level from 5 to 6. I went for Garbage Lord anyway, because at times I will have, let's say, my Starlight on the field, and then I want to make a second synchro. So let's say a normal summon or special summon Creation Resonator or normal summon or whatever, and then I want to be able to special summon the Garbage Lord or any level 5 to make the second synchro. Because I have a monster, I can't special summon Cyber Dragon. Because I have a monster, I can't special summon Primitive Butterfly. If I control Scarlight, I can special summon the Garbage Lord. It does cost me 2,000 life points, but it can get me to really favorable positions, which is why I chose Garbage Lord over Primitive Butterfly. Cyber Dragon I do use, because it's a nice monster to just get out for free if you don't control anything, and it plus any of your tuners can become a really nice synchro monster. We have some level 6, 7s, and 8s here to play with. I suppose Primitive Butterfly just for the special summon would be nicer, because your opponent doesn't need to control a monster for it to be special summoned. And Primitive Butterfly can alter its level to 6, so that, let's say, if you want to make a level 8 synchro and you only have your Red Resonator in your hand as a tuner, you can still make that level 8. However, Cyber Dragon is nice for attacking, and it can actually get over things. Primitive Butterfly generally will not be able to do that. And you'll see quite a few machine types in the meta at the moment, especially with Cosmos and the spaceships. So I also have a Chimeric Fortress Dragon in the extra deck to use with the Cyber Dragons in case other machines come out on the opponent's side. And even if not, if I somehow get 2 Cyber Dragons out and I really want to summon Fortress, then I can do it. Although I don't see myself ever doing it. It's mostly as an extra like anti-meta call, or if I face any other machine deck, even if it's Cyber Dragon, because Cyber Dragon isn't really meta. If I face anything with machines, then Cyber Dragon plus Fortress can be a really nice way to deal with them, and it's main deck. So that's a really nice way to play around with it. And the ABC cards, the new from the Kyber structure deck, they're doing really well in OCG. We'll probably see them in the TCG as well, which makes Cyber Dragon work really well in this deck as well, as long as you have Chimeric Fortress in your extra deck. 3 Resonator calls. This deck has a bunch of Resonators as tuners, and 5 different ones. So with a Resonator call, you can get the one you want into your hand. Resonant Destruction. You saw this in the most recent duel I had with this deck, which, by the way, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It was one of the best duels I've ever had. I'm very glad I recorded it. Well, it was so epic and amazing. Each time a Resonator mounts a center grave of synchro material, you can target a card the opponent controls and destroy it. Make sure you only activate this when you actually intend to synchro, because this card is destroyed during the second end phase after it's activated, or your second end phase. So if you don't intend to synchro with Resonators yet, if you don't intend to synchro with Resonators yet, don't activate the card yet, because it's just gonna run out before you really can use it to its maximum. It can be really nice to just destroy some of the opponent's cards. I have 3 copies of Instant Fusion. 2 Panzer Dragons and Norden to work with it. Norden can help me. If I summon Norden, I'll generally bring back one of the tuners to then make an immediate synchro play. I can also bring up Panzer Dragon as a level 5 to also help with synchro plays. but I would need a tuner already on the field or normal summon a tuner to work with that, because Panzer Dragon, unlike Norden, doesn't summon something from the graveyard. The thing with Panzer Dragon, though, if the opponent, let's say Instant Fusion is the first card you play during your turn, and the opponent immediately chains Max C, or they do some, or no, they have the thing that stops more special summons. I don't remember the exact thing, but there's a cool thing about Panzer Dragon. Is its effect. If it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can check out a card on the field and destroy that target. Now, generally, you don't really use it because you don't normally fusion summon it, and you'd immediately use it for synchros or exceses. However, if you activate instant fusion, opponent plays something really annoying. Let's say a Maxi that you're really afraid of. You summon your Panzer Dragon, you maybe set a card from your hand that you have there, you just end your turn. They only get one draw from Maxi for the Panzer Dragon. In the end phase, Instant Fusion destroys the monster that it summoned. Normally you don't have that because it uses Exceeded Synchro material. However, you can actually make use of that restriction, that annoying thing that's placed on the monster. Because it specifically states it's destroyed during the end phase, not sent to the grave. And because it's destroyed, Panzer Dragon's effect will go off, target a card in the field and destroy the target. So that's a nice way to get rid of a really annoying card on the field, just instant fusioning into Panzer Dragon, even if you don't have any other plays. I have 2 copies of Forbidden Lands to help save me from some spellbound traps, because I do want to get my synchro plays off. I have a Mystical Space Typhoon, 2 more in the side deck. I believe I actually built this deck. Yeah, I will have built this deck before Twin Twisters was a thing, so you can consider Twin Twisters for this deck as instead of Mystical Space Typhoon. One day of peace, because sometimes maybe with the consistency I don't really have the plays that I want. I want to have an extra card to get my combos off, or I just need an extra turn I need to stall for an extra turn to be able to make my plays. And then with 1 day of peace, I don't take damage for the turn, which I suppose you could take it out, but I feel it's nice in there. Yeah. 1-for-1, rating 1 over that, can summon 3 of my level 1s, like Chain Resonator, Glow Bulb, or Synchron. Soul Charge, bring monsters back from the graveyard to make 1 or even multiple Synchro plays. Raigeki destroys the opponent's field, really like the card. Compulsory Evacuation Device to get rid of a card. Call of the Haunted to bring something back from the graveyard to help with Synchro plays. Phoenix Chain to stop attacks and negate effects. Bottomless Trample to get something on the summon. And Mirror Force, I just really like the trap to obliterate an attacking field. Some cards that aren't in there: Solemn Warning, Solemn Strike, Vanity's Emptiness, I suppose. But generally, I want, even if I have 1 or 2 synchro side, I want to be able to continue special summoning. So Vanities, I'm in this deck. But there's a good amount of other options for traps as well. But especially with GamersWorld already taking some of your life points, even if you every now and then may gain with Resonator, doesn't happen that much though. Combined with the fact that GamersWorld loses your life points as well, Warning and Strike might not be the cards to go with. You might want to go with others, but that's up to you if you play the deck. For the extra deck, we already went over the fusions. For the synchros, I have Armades, Keeper of Boundaries. That's in case I have Red Spinner with a level 1 tuner like Chain or Synchron or Glow Bulb. I have Red Wyvern and Goyo Guardian as level 6 options. For level 7, we have Black Rose Moonlight Dragon and Clearwing Synchro Dragon, which makes me think I can actually use Crystal Wing as an option. Crystal Wing. It's an option. You can consider that for your deck as well. For level 8, I have Stardust Spark to help me defend. Generally, it's the second one that I summon. And then, first I'll have my Hot Dragon Archer or my Scarlight, and then the second one I summon is Stardust to help protect itself, or generally the bigger ones, especially if I have Abyss or Bane out, because they're really nice cards to have. Note that this thing is not treated as Red Dragon Archfiend, so it cannot be used for Red Nova Dragon. It is a Red Dragon Archfiend card, and it is still a non-tuner Dragon type Dark Attribute Synchro, so it can still be used for Hard Red Dragon Archfiend, Abyss, and Bane. Bane, for its effect, you can target a Red Dragon Archfiend monster in the grave, so that still works with Hot Red Dragon Archfiend as well. I have Red Nova Dragon. I don't often go into it, but I do like the option to if you have the cards, to make a card that's really powerful. You'll have generally you'll have at least 3 tuners in the graveyard when you summon this thing, making it go to 5,000 attack. Generally, you'd have it even more actually. And the attack gain is nice. Can't be destroyed by opponent's card effects, so it's safe from things like Bottomless Trample and Mirror Force. And with the opponent declaring an attack, like you can stop the attack and then get this monster back during the next end phase. Although you don't really get that often because they either have to attack over Red Nova Dragon, which is really going to be difficult with its high attack, or they'll attack into something else, but that would still make it vulnerable to Red Nova Dragon's real high attack. So that won't happen all that often. Nice card to have though, especially if it can't be destroyed by card effects and with a high attack. Some extra options, like Primitive Butterfly, already went over that. A second Chimeric Fortress if you know you're going to face some machine types. Mystical Spice if you know Twin Twisters. Dark Hole if you want more destructions. I thought about Stormy Mirror Force. To get rid of attack position monsters, but also monsters that can't be destroyed by card effects. So you can get rid of those. If they're Xyz monsters, then Storming Mirror Force doesn't actually send them to the graveyard. So things like Dante, Beatrice, things like that will not get their effects off. I think for the extract that you could use is Beelze. You have to use Dark Resonator, Synchron, or Synchron Resonator as the tuner, and then use it with something like Garbage Lord or Cyber Dragon, or if you have a level 6 Synchron, if you have a level 7 out like Clearwing Synchro Dragon. Beelze is a very nice card, maybe a little hard to summon, but it is a nice card to use. Tyro and Red Dragon Archfiend, an option. The interesting thing I find about this card, you don't actually need the non-tuner to be a Synchro. So you could be like level 3 tuner, level 3 tuner, level 4 Red Sprinter. You could really just be Creation Resonator, Dark Resonator, Red Sprinter, and summon this thing. But as it's OCG, I didn't really put it in yet, haven't tested it yet, but it's definitely an option for the deck. It's a really cool card to use. It is powerful. Alright, that is the deck profile for my Red Dragon Archfiend deck. Let me know if you have any tips for the deck, things you would feel are better for the deck, things you thought that I had that were really good choices that you didn't think of. If you're going to try out the deck, if you have tried out the deck, let me know how things have gone for you, and then I will see you in tomorrow's daily Yu-Gi-Oh video. Goodbye.